Okay. So we are on Project Tuna. We are going to be talking about color and contrast. So in your interactive notebooks, we have the color and contrast page. We are going to start by actually cutting out all of the different color pieces. Once you have done that, then unpause me and I will actually start the notes. Yay, you cut things out. We are going to start with the color wheel at the top of the page. This is going to be a 6-color wheel, meaning that it shows the primary and the secondary colors only. We always start with the primary colors, that is the red, yellow, and blue. So go ahead and arrange your 3 circles, glue those onto your 3 circles on your paper. It doesn't matter what order you put these in, it will always make a color wheel. The next step we will actually need to put it in a specific order. But for right now, just put all 3 in each of one of those in each circle. Unpause me when you have finished gluing. Okay. Now on your paper, it says to cut out the arrows and glue them on. Let's just skip that and write the word primary next to each of your colors. And I think that'll be a little bit faster and less annoying. Next we have the secondary colors. Now the secondary colors, those have to go in between the 2 primary colors that make them. So like orange is made by mixing red and yellow together, so that square has to go in between your red and yellow circles. Purple is made by mixing red and blue, and green is made by mixing blue and yellow. You can then go through and label all of those with secondary, because those are all of our secondary colors. When you're done with that, go ahead and unpause me. Artists don't have to use the entire color wheel all the time. We don't have to make it rainbow, unicorn, vomit all the time. Sometimes they will choose just specific colors that they want to, and you guys can't see this at the bottom because my screen is cutting it off. I wonder if I can move this down. There we go. Those are called color schemes. Those are what tell you, what specific colors have been chosen. We are going to talk about 2 different color schemes at the bottom of your paper. The first is going to be complementary color schemes. So the one on the left-hand side. These are where you pair colors together that are opposite each other on the color wheel. So the first one here is red and green, so you can go ahead and glue those 2 trapezoids down. The second one is blue and orange. And the last one is yellow and purple. Those are all the colors that are across from each other on the color wheel. If you want, you can draw lines across your color wheel at the top of the page to kind of show those relationships of the complementary colors. It's important to remember what happens when we mix 2 complementary colors together. They make brown. Sometimes it's pretty brown, sometimes it's not a pretty brown, but they always make brown. All of them make browns. They're all used for different things. Okay, go ahead and unpause me when you are ready to move on to the next part. Awesome. The next one we're going to look at is monochromatic color schemes. These are made by using tints and shades of one color. So you're using black and white to make it lighter and darker, and you're using one color. The example I gave you is tints and shades of red. So we have the light pinks that are made when you mix white with red, and we have the dark reds when we mix black into our reds. Go ahead and glue down your triangles in whatever order you want, and that will be our monochromatic color scheme. When you're done gluing those down, go ahead and flip over to contrast. Hopefully you have cut out all of those pieces, and then we'll be able to move on to that one. Contrast. Okay, so there are 4 different categories that we're talking about contrast. Contrast is comparing 2 opposites. So you're talking opposite size, opposite colors, opposite shapes, or opposite placements. So of our 8 different options, the 2 that are opposite sizes are big versus little and tall versus short. So you can glue both of those down into the size box. The next one for color, our color that we are comparing, is red versus green and white versus black. For shapes, we're comparing circles versus blobs, and a silhouette, which is an organic shape, versus a box or a square. For placement, you can place things very high and very low, or you can place things in the front or in the back, and those are opposite locations. Those are the end of our notes for today, so go ahead and pause this, leave this slide up until you have finished gluing everything down, and then you have finished your notes.